Namaste. In this third episode, I have talked about certain astrological combinations that signify that you may not have good relations with your children. Forget about good relations, but in many scenarios, the children abuse their parents very badly. I have personally seen these kind of real life cases where children have literally abused and also tried to harm their parents, that is their mother and father. And that is why whenever you are going through a divorce case and you are fighting for a custody of your child, please check your horoscope first, because the fight that you are going through, you may even get the custody, but you don't know whether that child will prove to be good or will cause much suffering and pain in your life. Truth is very hard, and so many a times one cannot actually say it because the person on the other side may not be able to receive it or may not be in the position to receive it, especially if it is a mother who is fighting for the custody of the child, or father. But moreover, if it is a mother, then it's very difficult. But truth is very hard. If you don't have a positive fifth house, if there are combinations in your chart that don't signify a positive relation or happiness through children, then it is better to let go. It is better to not have any child. But people never listen because they are destined to go through it. But anyhow, this episode is simply to help you all understand that how specific combinations can cause trouble through children and make your life hell. This is the third episode, and soon I will post the last fourth episode on the same topic, children in astrology. So let's begin.
Whenever fifth house and the fifth house lord is connected with Rahu, then definitely you will suffer if you give birth to a child. Your child will become the source of your suffering. Remember my words. Whenever Putrakaraka planet, meaning of all the 7 planets, the planet that holds the 5th highest degree is afflicted by Rahu or Saturn or Mars, or if Putrakaraka planet in your chart is associated with 8th house or 12th house or 6th house, then definitely you will suffer at the hands of your child. Whenever fifth house lord is in the 4th house and the sign in the 4th house is Virgo, then definitely you will be devoid of happiness from your child. Whenever sun is weak or debilitated in your birth chart, or whenever sun is associated with Rahu or Ketu or Mars or Saturn, then you will be devoid of happiness from children. Whenever fifth house lord is retrograde and Saturn or retrograde Saturn casts its third aspect on fifth house, and Jupiter is also retrograde, or Jupiter is debilitated, or Jupiter is with Rahu, or Jupiter is in the 8th house, then definitely you will see issues regarding children. Either the native has no children, or if he has, then he will suffer a lot because of his children. Whenever Jupiter, Venus and 5th house lord and 5th house is afflicted or weak, you should know that there is absolutely no happiness from children. So in such a case, if you remain childless, then that is much better than to suffer at the hands of your children. That is why Buddha said to that couple, I can help you become mother and father. But what if the child turns out to be negative and evil by nature? Evolved souls are always unconventional by nature, and these evolved souls are primarily under the influence of higher octave planets. Mohan asked, which planets are higher octave planets? Primarily, we have two higher octave planets, and those two planets are Uranus and Neptune. And since Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, unconventionality comes naturally to Aquarius sign. And so many men and women born with moon in Aquarius or Rahu in Aquarius or major planets in Aquarius are found to be unconventional, modern, and with a very different perspective towards life in general. Similarly, whosoever has a strong Uranus Neptune in the birth chart is also a highly unconventional person. And if such a strong Uranus or Neptune gets support of other positive planets, then a genius is born, someone as great as Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore had Neptune in his ascendant, and his moon was in conjunction with Neptune. And since Neptune is the higher version of Venus, he was able to write some of the greatest poems which won him a Nobel Prize. The 1913 Nobel Prize in Literature was awarded to Rabindranath Tagore. And the Nobel organization quotes that he was awarded the Nobel Prize because of his profoundly sensitive, fresh, and beautiful verse, by which, with consummate skills, he has made his poetic thought, expressed in his own English words, a part of the literature of the West. Such is the higher power of Neptune. Evolved souls can be identified based on the placement of Uranus and Neptune and their connection with the lower octave planets such as Venus, Jupiter, Mars, and Moon. It is a very deep subject. I will reveal more on this on some other occasion. Being childless is actually not a problem for evolved souls, because as mentioned, evolved souls are unconventional by nature, and so they can do that which is considered as not normal by the so-called sane people. From spiritual progress perspective, if by chance you are childless and you are a spiritual person, then being childless is the most wonderful development for you, because children becomes the hurdle between you and your spiritual progress. Now this may not go well with every person who is listening to this podcast, but as mentioned, this sharing is only for a selective people who have a certain depth of understanding. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.